are so weird, she says. What? I replied. She quickly retorts, seriously, who wears their socks that high? And why is your sweater tied around your waist like that? My 7th grade mind, eager to please, scrambled to find the answer. Well, I what? My hands, even as I'm reading this, shake. I asked myself, why did I wear rolled over mid-calves? But what I should have been asking is, why does it matter? Well, I never really thought about it, I say. Rolling her eyes, she walked away, her criticism trailing behind her and resonating in my head even to this day. Why didn't I fit in? In middle school, I was quirky, to say the very least. I wore high white socks with my leather school shoes. I tied my sweater around my waist like my middle-aged goober parents and had an unhealthy obsession with Led Zeppelin and my encyclopedias. Quirks. What are they? The dictionary on my computer simply defines them as peculiar behavioral habits. But in school, they can make you a pariah. It's as if they think you're going to flip out a switchblade along with your deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and go on a stabbing spree. It's crazy, right? Maybe I'm being dramatic, but think about it the next time someone says, "Oh, I love Star Trek." Your mind, as if programmed, instantly labels that person and assigns them to a file in your brain that reads, "Warning, Trekkie." It's strange how quick we are to label, judge, stereotype, or categorize just because someone doesn't fit in. And fitting in is what every middle or high schooler desperately wants to do. So that's what I did. I bought ankle socks. Never again would I tie my sweater around my waist. It kept people happy, even though I'd rather have just worn whatever I wanted. But it was a useful lesson. My exposure to middle school judgments prepped me for high school. When I got to the Abbey, sure, I was still quirky. You'd have heard me around campus yelling about how rad something was. But I honestly worried about fitting in. Coming back from breaks, I would have panic attacks. I just couldn't catch my breath. What if the kids in my dorm hate me? What if they think I'm stupid? Or talk about how weird I am behind my back? Naturally, I encountered some of the same type of people I had in middle school. People who whispered about my now infamous hat, or who mistook my loud, obnoxious personality for arrogance. But I was far from arrogant. My forwardness was a front, a way to pretend like I didn't care what they said or thought about me. I was, in fact, pretty insecure underneath it all. I desperately cared what people said about me and what label they'd stuck on me. It wasn't until I started taking my interest in photography seriously that I began to appreciate people's quirks and flaws. I'd always liked taking pictures, loving the way I could freeze a scene in time. But when I really started to appreciate photography, moving into the world of f-stops and apertures, it made me look at a scene or a subject in a different way. Candids are a favorite of mine. Catching people in an unguarded and honest moment. A camera can catch the minute facial features and expressions that we miss when we just glance at someone. Looking through my camera has allowed me to really see different people, different personalities, and different faces, all so intrinsically distinct. I still cringe whenever I hear someone say, "Ugh, you're so weird." But photography has helped me realize that we're all weird. Seriously, everyone. We're all different. We try to hide those differences and strip away who we are to be accepted and pass for normal. Because, let's face it, we're all insecure. I mean, even Amanda Seyfried thinks her nail beds suck. Speaking of Mean Girls, Tina Fey gave Katie Heron one of the best lines in the movie. She says, "Calling someone fat won't make you any skinnier, and calling someone stupid won't make you any smarter." Think about that for a second. Calling out someone's quirks or flaws literally does nothing but make them feel more insecure about themselves than they already do. And it doesn't do anything to solve your own insecurities either. So maybe we should be more like cameras and less like label makers. I'm not saying that I'm perfectly non-judgmental, because my friends know I usually don't have any trouble holding back. But everyone's quirks and imperfections make them who they are, interesting. Sure, people can be mean, especially in high school. But there are always people who, like a good photographer, will like what they see in you, like you for your weirdness. Some of my best memories at the Abbey aren't special occasions like tuck dances or prom or the coffee houses, but rather spending hours in a van ride to Kentucky or DC with nothing but my friends and our unfiltered thoughts, our unfiltered selves. The best pictures are unposed, a discovery of a different angle or aspect. What I've found is that when you drop the pose, your insecurities fall by the wayside too. You're free to just be yourself. And what a relief to discover, finally, that we don't need to Photoshop ourselves. Thank you.